Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Real Heroes Show, and in for review today we have Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark on 4K Blu-ray. So this guy comes as part of this monstrous Indiana Jones 4-movie collection. The standard packaging is a little bit hard to find, so I ended up getting the Steelbook variant coming from Best Buy. It includes Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, as well as a bonus disc with some special features. That's only on Blu-ray. The others are all on 4K. Steelbook, hear that. Pop her open. Nice little movie artwork on the inside. You got your 4K disc. There is a slip that comes with this as well for digital copies for all 4 of these movies. That way you can redeem them, put them in your digital collection. These discs are presented by Paramount, even though Disney and Lucasfilm are all tied up. Paramount still has the rights to distribute these films, so that's where the 4K is coming from. They are all presented in native 4K because they were shot on film, which is fantastic. They decided to give it a Dolby Vision grade, which you love to see. It's not just an HDR10, which is fantastic. And all 4 soundtracks are in Dolby Atmos, which is also terrific. I haven't gotten to the 3 sequels. I have only watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, but that movie came out 40 years ago this weekend, so I thought it would be appropriate to watch it and put up a quick review. So I think if you're coming to this channel to hear about this, you've probably seen this movie already because it's 40 years old. It's a great film. If you're into action adventure, Harrison Ford is terrific. He goes after the Ark of the Covenant and punches Nazis, which we all love to see. So let's just get right into the audio and video quality of this disc. As someone who was born in the late 80s, I did not have the luxury of being able to see Raiders of the Lost Ark in theaters. I have only seen it on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, so on and so forth. So this was a real treat. The 4K transfer is insane. It is ridiculously sharp. There are details literally everywhere. Whether it's the forest in the opening, details on Indy's tweed jacket at the university where he teaches, details in the bar in Nepal, all this stuff in Cairo, where they're actually stealing the Ark, the ships at the end. There's stuff everywhere. You can see every little detail on everyone's face, everything in the beautifully constructed sets in the background. I feel like it's a disc that you could pop in a couple times and really just kind of dive in and find all these awesome details that you may never have seen before. It is an older movie, again, 40 years old. There is a nice layer of grain attached to it, which tells me that they probably didn't do a ton of, if any, digital noise reduction, which is really nice. It does preserve that filmic quality that a movie that's this old should have, in my opinion. So really enjoyed to see that. Some of the highlights with some of the fire, very, very bright, which was great, and probably able to see more detail in the shadows than ever before as well due to the HDR grading. So just really awesome. I was just nerding out the whole time checking out the film. It was beautiful to see. Probably the best I've ever seen it before, which is great. Moving on to audio, again, like I said, it does have a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. It's not the most dynamic mix where it's not necessarily object-based and moving around the soundstage like some of the newer films. However, all of the speakers are very active. So immediately right from the get-go, when they're going through the jungle at the beginning, there's stuff happening all over the place. So your front surrounds, your rear surrounds, they're all going to be engaged. You've got trees, leaves, cicadas, everything buzzing around. It really kind of puts you into the film. The height channels are there. They are used, which sometimes with older films, it might say Dolby Atmos, but you don't get a ton of height channel effects. There are a good amount in some of the more claustrophobic scenes when the big boulder starts to fall down at Indy. You can hear it come from the top and then make its way across your soundstage, which is pretty awesome. Not the heaviest mix on low frequency effects. There is bass when it's needed, but it's not gonna vibrate your house, or there's no Blade Runner 2049 effect going on here where you feel your chest caving in from all the deep bass. It's just there for when it needs to be. It adds to some of the additional effect, and the movie still sounds like a film from the 80s. It doesn't sound like something that's been completely re-edited to sound like it's a new film. So as far as that goes, I thought it was pretty excellent. You know, and dialogue was crystal clear. Some of the sound effects, they are a little bit silly sounding at this point because they're coming from the 80s, but they retained all that, which is great, and you can hear all of it probably better than you've ever heard it before. So where would we stand on this one? I would say for video, I'd give this one a solid 8.5 out of 10. It took a movie that I loved and brought it to a place where I hadn't seen it look like this before. So that's terrific. It's exactly what you want out of a catalog 4K title. So solid 8.5 out of 10 for me on that one. And for the audio, I think I'd give it probably a solid 8. You know, you had clear dialogue, nice sound effects, bass when necessary, and it did actually use the height channels. So would love to hear from you guys. Drop us a comment below. Let us know if you've seen these films on a few different mediums, and if you're excited to check them out in 4K. And if you would like to support this channel, go ahead and click that like button. Subscribe if you're new here. Turn on those notifications so that way you don't miss any future videos from us. And until next time, we will see you guys in the next video.